What's going on, Miss Regina? How are you doing tonight? Welcome on in to Reading Between the Wines. So, welcome on in. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. This is Reading Between the Wines, Wine Down Wednesday, Wine Wednesday, right here, streaming live from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch. So, we have a very special author coming in tonight. I feel so honored that we are getting ready to go over to South India. So make sure I get your name right. She'll probably say it better than I can, but we have author Shravya coming in tonight. So all the way from South India. And we're going to hear all about where she's from, the books that she's written. I have two books here, the Magical Story Collection, and she also has a book called um, I believe it's passionately yours, a memory forever. So yes, author Shravya from South India coming into the 4-1 podcast. I think this is real exciting because this is the first time that we've had, I believe, someone from India actually being a featured guest. We've had people pop in and drop comments and stuff like that from time to time, but an actual guest that I'm gonna be speaking to and having, a drawn out conversation with, this is a first. So yes, welcome on in Wine Down Wednesday. Please let me know what you are sipping on tonight. I got some white Merlot, and this is what we're doing here on the 411. Thank you so much for joining in. So drop it in the comments and let me know what you're drinking on, what you're sipping on, whether it's a bottle, whether you just got a glass, whatever you got going on. Thank you so much for coming on in. And I have to say thank you so much to every single person who watches the replays, people who hop in and give me comments. I mean, I'm starting to pick on these comments that are coming. They'll be hidden in certain spots, or someone will DM me something, and it just gives me, confirmation that all right, that message that was put out last night, it got through to somebody. Even if it's just one person, it's one comment, just want to say thank you so much, and I appreciate it. It means a lot because sometimes, we can get caught up, and sometimes we can't see what other people see. I'm just speaking from my own experience, so you know, yeah, I appreciate you. Very special shout out to the people watching on, TikTok before we get started. I usually start a little early and play some music. I was playing my girl, of course, Mary J. Blige, Good Morning Gorgeous. One of the songs that just really touched me off of that album since it came out and from the first time I heard it is Enough. And I feel the passion, I feel the pain in the record. And sometimes at the end of the day, you just want to know, is it ever going to be enough? Whatever I'm doing in life, whether I have this situation with you, whether I'm in a relationship with you, whether it's something that's going on my job, whether it's something that's going on between friends, whether it's something that's going on between family. Sometimes at the end of the day, you just want to know, is it ever going to be enough? And I know that the record is speaking specifically on the relationship, but for me, I take music and I dissect it and I take it to a whole nother level, and I just be thinking about life. I just be thinking about things in general. And sometimes it's just like, man, is it ever going to be enough? Like, yeah, is it ever going to be enough? But that's not the song of the day anyway. So I want to speak about, being, in love. Basically, I'm coming from a place of love, and songs. When you first meeting somebody, when you first getting to know somebody, when you're first learning somebody. Jill Scott, A Long Walk, released in 2000, off of Who Was Jill Scott. So Listen, this is a spot where I'm at in my life. I didn't think I'd ever be here. I didn't think that it would happen, but I'm finally here, and I want to take all the long walks I can. I want to take my time in this whole situation that we got going on right now. I'm not rushing anything. I want to take all the nice long walks. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know you on a, you know, of course, let's keep it real. It's physical. That's one aspect of it, but on a mental, on a spiritual level, this is something different. This is something so, I guess, earth shattering to me, because sometimes when you ain't looking, sometimes one of the best things will go popping up and surfacing right up in your face when you ain't out there searching and looking. And hey, this is reality. This is what where I'm at. So, song of the day, Jill Scott, A Long Walk. So honestly, vegan says, honey, a whole bottle after these 2 days. So you sipping on a whole bottle? I understand. That's how I was feeling last week. I was like, I should no way in any way, shape, or form be so excited for Friday to get here for freestyle session so I can have me a glass of wine. Mm-mm. Or I can't wait till reading between the wines comes so I can nah. But that's how last week was for me. But thank God that that's over. The storm seems to be subsiding a little bit. You know what? You know, it's life in general. As soon as you think that everything is good, you got to be prepared for the next situation that's right around the corner. But we've been getting into some real deep conversations the past couple nights. It started off on Sunday when we were talking about no more drama and what are you saying, you know, no more to in your life, all the way to how deep or how much in thought are you when it comes to communicating with your loved ones. you know you basically give yourself to so many people on your job and school and whatever, and then by the time you get home your family is left to pick up the pieces, and sometimes your energy is drained and your communication skills with the people that you love the most may not be on point the way they should be, the way you was giving it to the people earlier in the day. But again, the comments have been amazing. So thank you so much to people out there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch. So many people to name. I just want to say thank you so much. And yeah, that's what we talked about last night. How effective are your communication skills when it comes to the people that you love the most? What are you doing to protect that? Our energy levels or should be, if you've done your work and you've done everything you're supposed to do, I don't know what your routine is in the morning, but you go through the process, you protect yourself spiritually, you get yourself a good night's sleep, you eat properly in the morning. If you do all of those things properly, you should energy levels should be up here in the morning. You should be feeling like $1 million in the morning. If you don't feel like $1 million in the morning, then there's something about your routine that you probably need to get in check. And whether it starts with getting enough sleep is the first thing, because people can't get up in the morning. That's the first thing. Then the next thing is, what is the first thing that you see in the morning? Do you go grab your phone? Do you start ingesting, all of the BS that comes across your screen? Do you turn on the news and have that stuff pouring into you while you getting dressed and getting ready for work? That plays a big factor as well. So that could affect your energy levels. So if you ain't up here in the morning, then you need to really think about what your process is in the morning. And then the next thing, getting into, I say scriptures, whatever you get into, whatever you believe in, but those are some things that are important to me. That's what I have to do to make sure that my energy levels are on high. So you up there, you up, and then throughout the day, unfortunately, we get attacked from all different angles, and you start to become depleted throughout the day. It's just natural. It's real. Nobody's no different from anybody else. We all go through this. So if you're getting depleted throughout the day, that's why it's so important to make sure that your energy levels are up here. So just think about how many times people are going through the day when they're not even, halfway full, and they become depleted. By the time you get home at the end of the day, your communication skills can pretty much suck. It's reality. It can. It could pretty much suck when it comes to your family because you're tired, you're drained, you done gave everything to everybody else, and there's no more left. And that's unfortunate, and it's not fair to sometimes the people that we love the most, we treat them, you know, less than everybody else. And that's what this is all about. So just to get people thinking, how effective are your communication skills when it comes to the people that you love the most? And then when you know you got a situation, you know that you may not be the best you, which is anybody perfect? No, but I guess self awareness is a first start to move in the right direction. So when you know that things are not the way they want, the way they should be, whatever it is, attitude, work, money, whatever, you have to become intentional about changing them. So we talked about being intentional yesterday. So what are you intentional about these days? What are you doing on purpose to make sure that you have the best outcome that you could possibly have in a situation? Are you going to be intentional about searching for that new job, searching for that new friend, searching for that new love, searching for that new life? Actually making a step, moving tiny little baby steps or big giant steps if you need to get into the right direction. I'm being intentional. I'm going to go into this situation. I'm going to do what I need to do to make this thing work. I'm going to be truly intentional about this. I'm going to know that I'm putting some effort into this. Ain't nothing going, blindside me because I'm going into it with full force. I'm being truly intentional about it. This outcome that's coming, this situation that you have, the success that comes behind it, everything that comes with it, I'm well aware of it because I was being real intentional about making that thing happen and making it work. So, what are you being intentional about these days? We got real deep. We've been real deep these past couple nights, and yeah, just life, just reflecting, celebrating, and being thankful during the process too. I'm real intentional about everything that I got going on right now. But while I'm doing that and I'm moving towards the right direction, I got to thank them all along the way because I know that I can't do this without them.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Lauren. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good, good. I want to say welcome to Reading Between the Wines.
Good. Thank you so much.
And I just want to let you know too that I'm not sure if you watched these shows before, but it's real relaxed. So you can be right at home. No need to be nervous. We can unwind, laugh. I'm drinking a glass of wine. So are you drinking anything?
No, actually, I have to prepare my solution, which is the honey water, which I drink
Mm,
every day.
mm.
And yes, it is not quite ready. So yeah.
Now, did I hear a dog in the background?
No, actually,
No.
there's nothing. Yeah.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you like dogs and cats?
Oh, definitely, I love dogs.
Oh, okay. Good, good, good. Well, at least somebody on here. I mean, I love for you to have a dog, but I don't want it on my own. So I take that back. I
Oh,
was gonna say that I didn't like dogs, but that's not true. I love dogs, but I love your dog, not mine. If that makes sense.
yeah. Yes, yes, definitely.
So, where are you calling from?
Okay, so I am from India, and to be more specific, I am from south of India, which is in the state of Telangana, and I am from the city of Hyderabad.
Very good. Now I can't repeat any of that, so I'll leave it to the expert. But that sounds amazing. So I was watching something yesterday, it came across my screen that there was a big festival yesterday.
Oh,
So, can you tell us a little bit about the festivals that were going on?
yeah, definitely. So basically, as you all know, that India is a diverse country. It is a mixture of many cultures and religions. Um, So we have basically so many known festivals, and many other unknown festivals which could be understood when we only dig deeper. So to name a few, the most prominent festivals of India are Diwali, which
Hmm.
is basically the festival of lights, wherein the ladies of the household, they light up the diyas, which are made up of um, mud, and the diyas are made up of mud.
I didn't know that.
Basically, it's done using pottery, and they are burnt in the fire to basically make the shape stronger, and make it more cooler.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, we celebrate Diwali around November, and it's basically to lit up darkness, to remove all the bad omen to our house and families, and
Mm.
it signifies a new beginning.
Now, when does that take place?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
When does that take place?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you again. Could you please
I'm
repeat?
I'm not sure what's happening. Are you outside? Are you outside? You can't.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Um. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. I said, are you outside? Hmm.
Hello.
Yes, I'm gonna hang up and call you back because I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. We can continue.
Oh, okay. I said, are you outside?
Yeah, I am at home.
Oh, because I hear like wind or something in the background. I didn't know if you were outside or not.
Oh, it's the window.
Oh, okay. So, with the last festival that you were talking about, I said, when does that take place?
Okay, so it takes place around the time of October and November.
Okay, okay. All right. So now the festival that went on yesterday, what does that
Mm,
represent?
yes. So to the people in United States and other parts of the world, it is Wednesday today, and it is actually Thursday in India.
Mm.
So this festival called Mahashivratri, it took place on Tuesday, India, and on this festival, everybody, most probably all Hindus, they gather in Lord Shiva temples and they fast day and night to seek blessings of the Lord. So this festival um, marks the victory over evil, wherein in the Puranas, which is the heritage of India, it was written that long ago, when the universe was first created and the gods existed. I don't say that they don't exist now, but yeah, when the gods um, uh, were just creating this universe, it is said that there was a pathway which is made up of milk, and basically the bad deities, um, they try to fill the earth with fill the universe with poison. So then Lord Shiva, he tried to prevent all bad omen by drinking poison and keeping that still in his throat. So this signifies the prevention of all bad things in life.
Mm. Interesting. That
Yes.
is, I could see why everybody was out there celebrating. I could
Yeah.
see why.
So basically, it is to clear the list of all our sins
Hmm.
and be free of any bad things in life.
Hmm. That's very important.
Yes.
So you are the author of two books. You want to explain
Mm,
what your two books are?
sure, definitely. So, as you said, I am the author of three books, not
Oh,
two,
oh,
but yeah.
book one and book two.
So, yeah, the first two books are called as the Magical Story Collection, Part One and Part Two. It has a subtitle too called The Enchanting World of the Enchanting World, which states that, by the name itself, you can understand that this is a children's book. Um, so it is a story collection, and in each of these books, there are four stories which have a moral, which have something to teach to the children in their initial, early ages, below 10 years. But honestly, anyone can read because these are interesting, and these have simple ideas and. These are basically to inculcate the morals of ahimsa, of non-violence, and even how people. It's basically about Indian society, wherein you know that poverty exists a lot in India. So
Mm.
some of the stories talk about how the people in the below poverty line are bribed during many situations, such as the elections and
Um,
other stories. They are fun-loving stories, like about one of the story is about um, magic and fairies and yes, etc.
did you say fairies?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that existed. What's going on, Bethany? I didn't know that existed in India. More so, the Netherlands, Ireland. I had no idea that. I guess they can exist everywhere, right?
Oh yes. So basically, I don't say that fairies really exist, but they really exist in our beliefs. When we fear something, we feel that if somebody was there to cure all our pain, if somebody was there who could just give or grant all our wishes, um, we just believe that someday we will get all our wishes through somebody. So I say that fairies may not exist in their real shape and real body, but they exist in our beliefs.
Well, I don't know if you know what I look like. Um, Maybe you saw some of the posts or not, but from time to time, I do get some people who come on the podcast and they say, I want my three wishes. They think that I look like
Oh,
a genie because of, the things I wear here, but I thought that was pretty funny.
yes,
um, so, where can we find your books at?
sure. So my books could be found in three websites. So first one is the Notion Press, which was the main publishing agency which published all my books. So I could provide you the link of the books later on after this call.
Hmm.
Um, it was basically an Indian website which originated in Tamil Nadu, the state of Tamil Nadu. Um, yes, and that is my personal publishing agency to which I contact. And you can find my books on Amazon and as well as Flipkart.
So, now when they purchase your book, is it going to come in English? If they're from a different
Um,
country, is it going to be translated?
no, all my books are in English.
Oh, okay. Very good. That must be very hard. I have been recent trying to learn a different language, and it's quite interesting. Have you spoken English and
Oh,
written English all your life, or is it something that you had to learn?
oh no, I have spoken, written, read, and done all things in English. Basically, as part of our school, it is English is mandatory because it is a universal language, and
Mm.
yeah, English is basically I have something that I've been with and something I have spoken, read, and all sort of things all my life.
Yeah, amazing. That's good. Well, I am trying to learn another language, and it is quite interesting. Put it that way. Quite interesting.
Oh yes, I I was actually trying to learn French previously, but um it
That
was quite difficult.
that's the yeah, that's the language that I have been studying, and I'm glad you said that it was difficult because that's what I was thinking. But
Yeah.
pronouncing, I get the concept, but it's pronouncing the words and stuff. Um, yeah,
Yes, yes, exactly.
I'll tell you some things in Indian are hard too to pronounce.
Oh yes, yes,
It's like with the R's. It's something with the R's, I think, for me.
yes,
Mm.
definitely.
So we do something which is called burning questions. So that is a segment in the show where I basically flip it. I put my guests in a hot seat, but I'm not so much going to put you in a hot seat today. We've been toning down our burning questions lately, but just for a little bit. Of course, we'll turn it up and get a little wild and crazy eventually, but
Sure,
we're
sure.
we're a little toned. So I want to say that my conversation with you earlier has definitely helped spark this burning question. So you actually help, come up with this question. So I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know. So the burning
Sure.
question is, how important is it for you to give attention and passion towards your hobbies? So
Okay. Yeah. So I say that it is not only important for me, but it is very important for each and everyone in this world to give attention and time to your hobbies and be passionate. Being passionate helps you to be more focused in all other things that you do in life, be it work, be it any healthy routine or anything. It helps you stick to something. It makes you create your goals and stick to them.
now, some of us can't be, excuse me, some of us can't put in a lot of attention, and some of us can't be passionate because don't have the time or the attention to put into it. And that could be because we're working so much. That could be because we're in a relationship or we're in a marriage where um, the person that we're with doesn't necessarily believe or support. So, what advice do you have for people who are in that situation? They want to be their true, authentic self. They want to put this time, they want to put this energy in, but they just have to try to figure out how. I don't have enough time. When? How can I be passionate about something? How can I work on my hobbies? How can I work on myself when I don't even have enough time for myself?
Sure. So this is a situation in which I have been. Basically, I was working too much, or previously when I was in college, I was studying too much, and I did not have any time for 4 whole years for my hobbies. So I figured out that I need something to empower myself. I need something to motivate myself. So previously, I was writing. I was writing since the age of like 11, I could say. but
Mm,
I was only writing it as a hobby. I wasn't putting them out anywhere in, you know, publishing them or in social media previously. But then I thought that, I should bring out all my feelings and basically post them publicly so that it would help not only me but all the other young minds and young people
mm,
to relate to the situations, to relate to the writings, and just keep them occupied and just relate and relax.
wow. Thank you for that
So
insight.
yeah, and basically, I couldn't say that I am multi talented by myself, but yeah, I'm an artist too. So I can do all type of paintings. Even now, like my job is basically a 5 day week, and so I get time on weekends um, you know, uh, to give time to my hobbies.
Mm,
So basically, in unlikely like it's likely that on weekends I experience very joyous times because I give attention to all my hobbies. So it could be that either on a Saturday evening I am doing some painting, and it could be that on a Sunday I am reading a book or my favorite novel, and it could be that before going to bed I write something.
mm. It's very important.
Yeah.
It's very important. I just say, for the people who are struggling, they want to do it. You just got to find time. I know it sounds so terrible to say, oh, just find time, find time. But one thing that I've learned is that as much time as you put into somebody else, as much time as you put into somebody else's business, as much time as you put into any other situation that is outside of what you do in your personal, you have to take that time to put into you. So I know it sounds rough, but if you're working 6, 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day, then you need to put in that time into yourself as well. Because,
Yes. See, being with ourselves is as much important as we are with other people in the world, because see, our if we need to maintain good relations, or if we need to put in our efforts to stay happy in life, um happiness always begins with us. Happiness
mm,
always begins with us being, happy with our own life and
mm,
with our own self. So previously, I was also like, um, many a time in life, I faced difficult times. Like I was sad, I was not happy with my life. But then, yeah, at that point of time, I what I did was I read more books, and I tried to jot down all my feelings, and slowly I tried making up a story out of all those feelings so that I feel much better.
mm.
So yeah.
I love how you say everything starts with us. I, speak about that time and time and say that everything starts with self. And speaking of self and everything starts within, one thing that I'm being very intentional about these days is whatever happens outside of me is outside of me. So, for example, if I have a situation because I'm interacting with somebody and I don't like the way that they are speaking to me, I don't like the negative energy, the negative vibes that they're, pulling off or trying to project on me. I have to realize that I can't react to that and I can't get upset about it. I can't get upset about a comment that I see on social media. I can't get upset over any of that because all of those things that I just listed, somebody else's attitude, a comment on social media, all of those things are outside of me. It has nothing to do with me. So you can't really get upset.
Yes.
Easier said than
Yes.
done. What do you think about that?
Okay, so what I think about is recently I've been to a law of attraction course wherein it is all about, um, um, inculcating a healthy and a positive mindset. So, what I have learned from that is that when you think that all is positive around you, you tend to experience positive things, or basically even if the things that you see or the things that people say to you may seem bad to be true, but you take it in a more positive sense. For example, if you say that somebody is commenting badly on your Insta post, for example. So if you take that as a feedback, then it will be a great chance to improve yourself. Or if you take the literal meaning of the comment that it is totally bad, then you will end up being sad, and you will end up feeling sad about that.
Hmm. What? Well, I totally agree with that. So when I see something that's not right, or something that I feel is going to, you know, when it triggers you a little bit, what I learned to shut it down right then and there and say, whatever I'm feeling right now, this has nothing to do with me. This is outside of me. You know, whatever this person posted or wrote, or whatever this person is even saying, even dirty looks that people give you, that has nothing to do with me. That is outside of me. That is on the other side. Let's leave that right where it's at. But I wanted to touch base about planning, looking
Yes.
into, I don't want to say like looking, I don't want to say like, but just over planning your life. Like, this is going to happen this time. I'm going to make sure this happens 2 months from now, 3 months from now. I'm going to go here and do here. And then what happens is life typically happens and it smacks us around, and we can't, you know, do those things on that specific day. Sometimes it happens before or it happens after. What do you feel about planning ahead versus living in the moment?
Okay, so it's a very difficult question, but it is a very important question as well.
Hmm.
So I have experienced both actually. So before I used to be very particular that I used to have a fixed timetable, and I used to plan a lot. That yeah, as you said, 2 months from now I'm going to do this. 2 months from now I'm going to ensure that this happens. But yes, it is ultimately life, and it is ultimately, it's not in our hands. Well, there are some situations that are in our hands. For example, to achieve success. So this situation is in our hands, but the time frame in which you achieve success is not in our hands. So I say that you when you want to achieve something, or when you plan something, the plan should be like you should ultimately reach that goal, but you should not plan the time in which you want to reach that goal.
Hmm. Interesting,
Yes.
because some people say the opposite of that, that you should put a time frame on, the outcome. I've heard that before. Have you?
Oh yes, on that. Yes. In the other case, you may put a time frame, because that makes you more motivated to achieve that goal. That makes you concentrate on that goal and put more efforts to achieve it sooner, sooner, and sooner.
Hmm. Okay. Now, do you know what your future is going to entail?
Okay, so we never know what happens in life. Basically, we think a lot, and I think that thoughts are just running in our minds, and they're continuous. Sometimes we would be working, and still some kind of thoughts come into our mind, and yeah, it's just a continuous process that we think. But I don't think that, all those thoughts matter. Like, I don't say that all of them matter, but there are some important thoughts that could, change your life. Basically, a future goal, or, a future statement that could define your life.
Okay. Because I know in certain parts of the world, and it might even be in your area, that you do the astrology thing where you do the stars and have the stars lined up, and I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but you basically can get like a roadmap of your life. Have so you've never experienced that?
Oh yes, basically we as Indians, we do believe in astrology,
Hmm.
but we do believe it only for some, for some occasions. Like for example, a marriage. To For a successful marriage, it is very important to, see the star alignment and all that. So, I yeah, it is a belief and a custom and a tradition that is followed in India. But I also say that there is a lot of science behind it, because
Mm.
ultimately the universe is not only a myth, but it is real, and it is where exactly the stars and, all the planets um, live. So that aligns with the science as well, and ultimately I say that, it is the stars and the planets that rule our lives and that guide our lives. So
Well, I
I actually, yeah, exactly. It is very important that, you look into the science part of it, even if you don't believe in the tradition of astrology. And it is actually very interesting, to find out where the stars are placed and where the planets are placed and how they rotate, how they create, impacts on our lives. It is very interesting. So yeah, I say that, there's a science behind astrology as well.
interesting. That's very interesting. So you haven't tried that yet.
No, I haven't.
I will tell you that the divorce rate um, in India versus over here in the U.S. is a big difference. Maybe people over here should get these stars aligned so that they don't make a mistake. So you're saying you would recommend that if someone's going to get married, that they have this process completed so that they don't make a
Oh
mistake.
yes.
So now, what happens if you have two people that are getting along so great, everything's wonderful, and then you go and get this reading done with the stars, and it says you two do not belong together, and then now you just ruined something that was so good because you never, you never had an issue until you got those stars read.
Oh, actually, that's a question that triggers me sometimes.
You said it worries you sometimes.
Yeah, it actually makes me think sometimes, what happens when two people get along, they're very friendly with each other,
Hmm.
they're very compatible, but ultimately, what if the stars aren't aligned, and what if astrology denies them? I think of it, but I haven't never experienced it, but yeah, so I don't know what is the impact of that.
Mm, I'd say for some people who are a little leery, probably stay away from it, I guess. But I don't know. Interesting. Um, what else do you have for us tonight? Any other insights?
Oh, I would like to know more about your place, how the climate is, and
Oh,
how everything is in there. Because I am actually I'm a born Indian, but according to my future plans of work, I plan to actually shift to the United States.
well, I'll tell you that the temperature is much different from where you're at. I'm sure you're dealing with 80s, 90 degrees, right? Probably.
So in India, basically, in my part of India, that is Hyderabad, south of India,
Hmm.
it never goes up to like even 60 degrees. It is the maximum temperature here would be around like 46 degrees.
Absolutely not. All year round, you deal with that? Well, I guess you would like it here this time of year because it's like 43 degrees now.
Yeah.
Nah. Certain parts of India are very warm.
Oh yes, basically the north of India, wherein you have all the deserts in
Hmm.
the states of Rajasthan and Delhi and other parts. Basically, north of India is very warm.
Well, that's the parts that I want to go. So stay away from the south, is what you're telling me.
Oh no, you should come to south of India first because south of India has a very rich heritage and culture. Basically, there are five to six states that I could name in south of India. Basically, I will start from I will start explaining you about each state. So the first one is Tamil Nadu, which is in the southeast of India.
Hmm.
So it is famous for you know olden temples which were built by the monarchs and previous ruling dynasties. So I personally love history, so I like visiting ancient temples and caves and everything like that. And so that is very famous for temples and even paintings. So previously in olden days, people used to make handicrafts um, and paintings of tribal cultures and
Hmm.
many other regional art forms are there. So you can view all that in Tamil Nadu. And coming to Telangana state, it is very famous for folk songs and folk
Hmm.
performances and folk dramas. And the other state, which is Andhra Pradesh, which is just near my state, Telangana, it is also famous for agriculture. You know that India is basically known for its agriculture, right? So there are many fields in Andhra Pradesh. You could, go there, experience fresh air, and
Hmm.
wake up early in the morning, experience sunrise, and in the evenings also it's very cool. You can
Hmm.
watch the sunset very clearly, and the lakes, the birds, the species of animals that you find, it's very unique. And the other state now coming towards the southwest of India, it is Karnataka. It is also it is also famous for historical sculptures and you know yeah olden precious statues and
Oh, you said it
everything
right there.
related to history.
I knew that that was coming up. Statues.
Oh yeah.
I can't deal with statues. Now, the statues of human like I can't deal with that, especially large ones.
Oh.
That's a problem for me. There's a
Oh.
term for it. I don't know what the exact term is, but I have a problem with statues.
Oh.
Is there are a lot of them there?
Well, yeah, not a lot of them, but they are spread out all across the um, different places.
For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're gonna start to move. So I got a problem with statues. I'm always watching and looking behind and checking to make sure that they stay in the same spot.
Oh, so are you scared of ghosts? I must say that because this topic of statues came up. I wanted to ask you.
I don't mess with them. I'll tell you that much. I don't want to find out if I am.
Yeah. So, do you watch a lot of horror
I
movies?
have in the past so many that I don't anymore today. So many of them.
Oh,
That's probably the reason why. At a young age too.
Maybe.
I started at a young age of watching horror movies, and I didn't stop watching them until maybe like 2 3 years ago.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep, yep, yep. Um, One thing that I wanted to comment on, I have been introduced to Indian cuisine recently, within the past
Okay.
year, and it is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Oh, yes,
I will tell you,
definitely. Yeah.
the bread is my favorite.
Oh,
The naan bread. Am I saying it
yes,
right?
yes.
You have different versions of bread, or is that the only?
No, we have different versions of bread. Basically, in south of India, you find, brown bread, which is basically made of rice. Because, as I told you that the southern part of India is famous for its agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, rice is the main crop over here.
Mm, yes, I love the rice. It's amazing. Mm.
Yeah.
Got me one.
And basically, in the north of India, you find more wheat. So that's the reason they eat very less rice and
Mm-hmm.
make other dishes such as roti, which is
Mm.
the naan, as you said.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. So what is that? So.
Okay. So it is basically made up of wheat,
Mm-hmm.
and it is just that it's very easy. The process of making it is very easy. You just mix the powder with some water and put some salt in it and make it a dough, just as in just like you make it with the clay, and let it settle for some time, and then put small pieces of that and make balls, and just press it with your hand so that you can spread the ball into an equal circle, and then you just heat the pan for some time and put some ghee or oil and then just fry it.
Mm. Mm. Interesting. I'm like thinking of the next thing to eat now. I probably
Oh,
should have not had this conversation after we get ready to end this show because that's going to be one of the first things that I try to do. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
you could try it actually. And basically, um, do you like cooking?
Absolutely not. But I'm so glad that
Oh,
I have people around me who like to cook because I don't.
oh, definitely. We as Indians, we love to cook and relish different dishes. Especially in India, we find many kinds of sweets. So sweet is something like previously when I was talking about festivals.
Hmm.
Sweets are something that are mandatory on each and every festival, because when you are trying to um, take away all the bad things in life,
Hmm.
you greet each other by giving each other sweets that
Mm.
will, indicate a good bond between people, and basically indicate uh, a great life.
So that's like a form of candy, or you're talking like bread, some pastry, something like that.
Oh no, sweets are something different. Um, they they are made with many different ingredients, such as there's one thing called as maida, or it is called as wheat flour. So most of the sweets and snacks, etc., are made with that. And to name a few of the Indian sweets, I would suggest you to know about and taste some foods such as some sweets such as Gulab Jamun, which is very famous,
I
and
think I tried that before.
the
I've had that
yeah,
before.
and the laddu.
I think the first one I've had before. Can you describe what it
Oh,
is?
yeah, definitely. So it is basically, they are also balls which are made up of wheat flour and many other ingredients.
Mm,
They are fried in sugar syrup.
yes, I've tried that before. Yep,
Yeah,
they're amazing.
so yes, and to name a few, the other sweets are basically when I talk about Karnataka, like it is about history and olden statues. So there's a place in Karnataka which is called as Mysore. So that is very famous for its sweet called as the Mysore Pak. So that is also one of the most famous sweet in India.
Okay. Well, we are up against the clock. This is so amazing. I've had so much fun tonight learning about your culture, learning about you, learning about your books and your whole journey. And we had some really good conversation, especially for the burning question with giving attention and passion to your hobbies. I want to thank you so much for contributing to reading between the lines tonight with that question for everybody. So that's amazing. And I would love to have you come back because I want to learn so much more. So hopefully you'll want to come back.
Oh, definitely. It was lovely talking to you, and I've enjoyed a lot. Basically, I love talking to people and sharing common feelings or thoughts, and I also like to represent my country, and I enjoy talking about the Indian culture and the the traditions and customs and basically the culture that we follow in India.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much. I will be in touch, and you have a wonderful rest of your day, right? Because it's 5,
Morning,
6.
yes.
Yeah, you enjoy. So while you're enjoying your day, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. so,
Oh, yeah. So
so
actually, the timing is pretty good for you because you would basically be interacting with many people before going to bed, so that will invoke your um, mind into a lot of good thoughts that will make you sleep peacefully.
oh, that's good, good. Thank you so much. Um, and I want to make sure that I let everyone know your name because I probably did not say it the right way.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Lauren, and yes, um, I am author Shravya by passion, and um, by profession I am an engineer. So yeah,
I think I got it. I think I have your name after all this time. So, well, let me try it.
yes,
Author Savia.
almost correct.
I thought I had it. Well, we'll have to get it together for the next time. So, thank you so much. You have a
Sure,
wonderful
sure.
evening and or wonderful day, excuse me, and take care.
Yeah, sure. And I would love to come back
Oh,
and discuss many more things in your podcast.
oh, absolutely. We'll definitely have you come back.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Take
Have a
care.
great
You too.
night.
You too.
Yeah.
Wow, that was amazing. That was really amazing. She did a wonderful job. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. Joining, yeah. Now I got my days and my nights mixed up. So, yes, it's daytime for her. It's night. Maybe I had too much wine. I don't know. I just want to say thank you all so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Tomorrow, join me at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for let's see, I was getting ready to say reading between the lines. I must have had too much. Mm, let's just add a little more to the situation. Um, join me tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 411 podcast. There you go. Which comes on every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for on Wednesday nights, which is what we got going on right here, which is reading between the lines at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 411 podcast. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care now. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you.